We tried privately, I answered, just loud enough for the front row, which means loud enough for everyone. Privately kept getting rescheduled. Grandma Judge speaks like a bell. Read it. Even the neon Better Together hums in agreement. Wife pulls out the first page. She reads the header silently. Clinic name, barcode, those little boxes that say we did real science, not backyard witchcraft. Her eyes stick to a line that starts fetal and ends with fraction. She doesn't breathe. She flips to the next page as if speed can outrun content. MIL claps once, brittle. We trust our family, not paperwork. She reaches a little too fast, like she might physically confiscate consequences. My lawyer shifts a toe, barely, and the air says no for him. He tilts his head like a polite owl. Tash says, we trust math. It has fewer opinions. I explain to the guests in my best "you're safe now" voice. Non-invasive prenatal paternity testing. Mouth swab, blood draw, chain of custody. They check fetal DNA circulating in maternal blood. They compare it to alleged fathers. I gesture to myself. Alleged. Calm is my weapon. Procedure is my punchline. Someone's uncle goes, huh, like this is a cooking demo. The balloon guy lowers his card, enthralled. My wife lands on the paragraph that matters. I see it when her pupils contract like a camera shutter, trying not to cry. Her mouth opens, empty of words. The paper shakes. I take the mic closer to my chest. Take your time, I say, which is cruel and also kind. MIL attempts a pivot worthy of a PR deck. Sweetheart, we don't need to, my wife reads, voice a thread. Probability of paternity for the tested alleged father. Her throat works. She swallows asphalt. 0.00%. Silence hits hard enough to move furniture. A slider commits suicide off Uncle Lee's plate. Grandma Judge says, oh, like a hymn that finally found its note. I keep my voice steady the way you hold a glass while an earthquake negotiates with your floor. That's not pink or blue, I say. That's math. A ripple passes through the room, shock into calculation into sympathetic reach for phones they don't dare raise. Nate's eyes shine. Tash mouths. Breathe. Kara covers her mouth. Derek studies the carpet fiber with PhD intensity. My wife cycles in fast cuts, anger snaps to denial. Denial curdles into bargaining. Labs make mistakes, she says to the page, to me, to the universe. They do. They must. She hunts for a smudge that turns a zero into hope. She flips to the footer like the truth might have a typo. We should talk. Alone. We will talk, I say, after we stop lying with our bodies in a room full of witnesses. I gesture with my chin. Not cruel, not kind, just firm. Read the seal. Boundaries. First, feelings later. Reverse the usual disaster order. She stares at the little hologram like it personally betrayed her. MIL steps forward, smile shedding lipstick. Hand it here, she says, the command voice of a woman who once got a judge to apologize for his own gavel. She reaches. My lawyer clears his throat softly. It's a drop of rain that forecasts a storm. Please don't tamper with the original, he says, calm as a fridge. For anyone concerned about accuracy, a duplicate from a separate lab is available. Gasps pop like small fireworks. Bill freezes, smiles again, smaller. Of course you brought duplicates, she says, trying to make competence sound tacky. Receipts travel in pairs, I reply. The MC, bless his career prospects, half raises the mic. So, should we? Confetti? He trails off as 20 heads turn to incinerate him with looks. He sets the mic down like it's alive. Derek finds his courage in the bottom of a plastic cup. This is a circus, he announces to 3 people in the moral abyss. Science is complicated. Tash laughs once, low. Not this one, champ. My wife's knees think about giving up. She leans on the cake table. The cake bears it, as cakes do. She looks at me with eyes I recognize from our wedding photos, the ones before we learned how to pose as strangers. How long have you known? Long enough to make sure, I say. Short enough to give you this last soft moment. AmIWrongHere snaps. Soft? You humiliate my daughter and call it soft? She turns to the room, collecting sympathies like coupons. He ambushed us. I tilt the first page toward the crowd, careful not to expose numbers that deserve privacy. The ambush would have been when I found the clinic folder in the coat room and lit this place on fire. Today is a safety demonstration. Her dad, who's been quiet, speaks up, voice rough. Let him finish. 3 words. The room chooses a jury box over a coliseum. I take the second envelope from my lawyer, a simple twin, white and indifferent. For the record, I say, second clinic. New draw, different chain of custody, same result. I set it on the table like a chess piece that just checkmated the family crest. Mill's mouth forms an O big enough to host a grievance. She reaches again. My lawyer steps once, an elegant intercept. Nate drifts closer, casual as weather. Tash plants herself like a traffic cone between the truth and anyone allergic to it. I look at my wife. Not at the dress, not at the party, not at the version of us we rented for company. Just her. We can still be decent, I say, softening for the first time. But we cannot be pretend. Her breath shudders. The envelope edges bow in her grip. In the corner, the confetti cannons wait, white and patient, like jurors promised a verdict. Grandma Judge finally eats her orange slice and whispers, "Let the next page speak." The DNA reveal. She lowers her eyes to the page like it might ignite. Fetal fraction. She reads under her breath, the way you read calorie counts you plan to ignore. Maternal blood sample collected. She stalls at the barcode like it's a maze with a prize that bites. The room learns how to be quiet in new ways. I keep my tone steady, radio host calm. For the folks following along at home, that line just says the test had enough baby DNA to call the ball. I smile without heat. Spoiler, it called it. She flips to page 2. Her fingers leave a tiny shine where nerves make skin slick. She finds the paragraph I already memorized the way you memorize exits on a plane that looks fine until it doesn't. Her lips form the word alleged like it's personally offensive. Alleged father, my name. Probability of paternity, she stops. The room leans. 0.00%. The air leaves like we opened a window underwater. Uncle Lou drops a slider. Grandma Judge's O lands like a soft gavel. Phone cameras think about stretching, then decide they fear my lawyer more than virality. Growth. That's not pink or blue, I say, gentler than my jaw wants to be. That's math. I keep my shoulders down like I'm hosting a yoga class for panic. She flinches like math slapped her. Then she sprints the emotional hurdles in record time. Anger? You set me up. Denial. Labs mess up. Bargaining. We should talk. Just us. In the car now. She grabs my wrist. Her nails try to sign a treaty into my skin. MIL goes full PR. Family, this is a misunderstanding, she announces, voice sugary with undertow. We will review privately. We ask for your grace while we clarify. She half bows, already drafting a press release in her corneas. Clarifying is why I brought receipts, I say. Also why I brought duplicates. I tap the second envelope. The room hears a gavel. MIL's smile loses 2 teeth. Derek coughs like guilt is contagious, and he's patience 0. Kara's eyes do the math and arrive at mercy with conditions. Quick flashback break for the jurors. Tuesday, she said she had a late OB check. Dr. Patel's office closes at 5. No. Elevator camera, which has never lied to me, timestamped her at 8:30 East Side Private Clinic. Thursday, her coworker said late nights at the lab. He markets trends, not blood. Friday, the messenger bag monogram that doesn't belong to anyone here contained chain of custody forms that linked like Lego bricks. If denial had a playlist, she put it on loop. I turned the volume down and called a lawyer who loves paperwork more than sleep. Mel flicks her wrist for the envelope. My lawyer's head tilts. Let's keep original documents intact, he says, like someone asking people not to lick museum paintings. A second certified copy is available if you want to try your luck at arguing with identical numbers. Tash steps forward, voice low, clean. Numbers don't cheat. People do. Kara's breath hitches like she swallowed a fork. Derek stares at the floor pattern as if it's an exit strategy. My wife's eyes flood, then hold. You blindsided me, she whispers, a child's accusation spoken through adult teeth. You scheduled me, I say, not raising my voice, not lowering it either. I take my phone out, open the text I printed, and also save like a nervous squirrel. After the reveal, I read, we'll sit him down about the money. He'll calm down if I cry. The thread continues. He'll sign the condo loan if he thinks it's for the nursery. Derek's name, Bubbles Blue. Kara's great bubble says, this is too much. My wife's bubble, it's just timing. MIL tries to pivot to character assassination, the classic play. He's vindictive, she tells the room. He's always been sensitive about resources. She meant money, but wanted to say bloodline. Sensitive about consent, I correct. About being asked, not told. About not signing loans for children who aren't mine. I lift the duplicate envelope, slide the page out just enough to flash the clinic header, then slide it back like a magician who hates rabbits. Bridesmaid Live breaks like a paper cup. Monday results was her pregnancy panel, she blurts, tears running the careful map a makeup artist painted an hour ago. She said she needed to confirm timing. Her voice shrinks. I told her to tell you. My wife shakes her head like she can rattle the truth out of her ears. He wasn't there, she says, which is a sentence that admits more than it denies. Who was? Her eyes skitter to Derek the way a compass needle skitters to north when you don't want it to. He flinches like honesty is made of bees. She tries to leave. Hand to belly, classic, heading toward the hallway like it's the moral high ground. I step to the side just one pace, not a block, a boundary. Sit, I say, and it comes out calm enough to rest on the coffee table. We finish this clean. The audience murmurs shift from oh to hum, spectacle mutating into jury duty. Her dad clears his throat, the sound of oak bending. We're here, he says. See it through. MIL shoots him a look sharp enough to peel fruit. He absorbs it like rain. The MC, God bless his lack of instincts, raises his mic a centimeter. Do we cut the cake? He whispers. Wrong room, wrong movie. He puts the mic down like it bid him. I breathe, shoulders down. What happens next, I tell the room, is boring. Facts, logistics, signatures. No screaming. I have zero interest in turning a baby party into daytime TV. We're going to be adults for 15 minutes. Mel scoffs. You call this adult? She gestures at the envelopes like I hit a ferret in them. I call this consequence, I say, and protection. For me, for my family, for the actual father, who deserves to know before a cake does. Grandma Judge hums approval. Nate whispers, clean slice. Cash, deadpan. We still haven't cut the cake, so cut something. I nod. We still haven't cut the cake, I say to my wife, meeting her eyes, not her performance. So I'm cutting the future instead. The fake one. She presses her palm to the table to keep from floating away. I'm sorry, she says, barely sound. I panicked. It got complicated. The truth was worse, I say, not unkind. But it's also simple. I pick up a pen from the advice cards, click it once. We sign, we step aside, we let the right people step forward. Mill lunges, finally dropping the pearls for the claws. Nate slides between them like a bouncer in pastels, hands open, voice gentle. We're not doing claws. My lawyer checks his watch, then the room, then me. The moment feels like a held breath. Outside, a car passes. Inside, a life does. I raise the second envelope, feel its paper weight, the density of things that end and begin. Her dad wipes his face with the heel of his hand, an old man gesture on a not old man. Do it right, he says, trying essay, and set the envelope down next to the advice card that reads communication is key in a stranger's handwriting. I look at my wife. This is me communicating. The confrontation, try-fail cycles. MIL lifts her chin like she's smelling a lawsuit. Labs are wrong all the time, she declares, projecting confidence the way projectors display lies brightly. False negatives, contamination, incompetent texts. My lawyer smiles with all gums and no threat. Chain of custody intact. 2 separate facilities. If both are wrong, Vegas has better odds. She points at him like he's a cockroach who filed a motion. You're not family. Correct, he says. I'm competent. My wife grips the table edge until the table becomes a confessional. You blindsided me, she says again, trying to line on for different outcomes. If you loved me, you would have it quieter. I tilt my head. I did. You rescheduled honesty. Her eyes flash. You went through my things. I found your things where you forgot your things, I say. Also, a messenger bag is not a locked diary. It's a portable red flag. MIL pivots like a seasoned weather vane. Character matters, she tells the room. This man has always been reactive, thin-skinned, jealous. Tash snorts. Jealous of math? Nate adds. He's jealous of people who put lids back on markers. That's it. Bridesmaid Live inhales like she's about to dive, then speaks. I texted her Monday night, she says, voice shaking. I asked if everything was okay. She replied. Results came in. Derek says don't worry. She clamps a hand over her mouth. I'm sorry. Derek's smile attempts to come back to her. She was worried about trimester timing, he blurts. I gave moral support. That's all. Kara's face falls off its hinges. Moral support? You drove her to the clinic and waited in the car playing Candy Crush like a ghoul. He turns on her. Why are you? Because I can still hear her sobbing, Kara snaps, voice suddenly steady. And because lying is loud, Derek. My wife's chest heaves. Stop, she orders, a queen without a crown. Everyone stop. She looks at me, eyes begging for the edit button that never existed. Can we please step into the office? This is the office, I say softly. We rented Pastel for it. She tries to move Pastel for it. She tries to move past to move past to move past. I shift only enough to embody a boundary. Not a block, a line. Sit, I repeat, calm as a library. Finish it clean. MIL steps in, voice silk on sandpaper. He's enjoying this. I'm surviving this, I say. Enjoyment is when your mother-in-law doesn't call humans legacy units. Survival looks like paperwork, not applause. The room's temperature drops to courtroom. The guests stop being guests and become witnesses. Phones lower like flags at half-mast. Grandma Judge folds her hands like a priest who knows the sermon will sting. Her dad sits, finally, like gravity reminded him how chairs work. My wife draws circles on the table with her finger, a ghost compass looking for north. What if it's wrong because you're not the father, but you still want to be? She winces at her own sentence. I wanted to be a lot of things, I say. I didn't want to be the plot twist, Mills Jean ticks. You'll not abandon my grandchild. I will not claim someone else's, I reply. Different verbs, different ethics. She lunges. You're a coward. Tash steps between like a velvet rope with eyebrows. Back up, Brenda. Mill's name is not Brenda. It is today. Nate lifts his palms. Nobody's throwing hands in front of helium. He nods at the cannons, which suddenly look like witnesses under oath. My lawyer clears his throat. We can proceed to the second document, he says, gentle as a nurse with a needle. Or we can delay and watch the room invent 1,000 worse versions. I take a breath. Second document, I say, and slide the duplicate results halfway toward Mill like a coaster she doesn't deserve. Independent lab. New draw. Same math. She stares like she can glare numbers into a different religion. Forgery, she says. You're clever enough to fake letterhead. Thank you for the compliment. I nod at my lawyer. He produces chain of custody receipts like a magician who hates rabbits and loves signatures. Courier photographs. Technician log in timestamps. Video at intake. If this is fake, Netflix owes us a docuseries. A murmur runs the room, the sound of brains updating software. My wife shrinks an inch. I was going to tell you, she whispers. After the party, after we had fun, you scheduled my heartbreak between hors d'oeuvres and hashtags, I say. That's not telling me. That's staging me. The PR plan forgot consent had a veto. Her dad finally speaks, voice low and gravelly. Sweetheart. Just that. The kind of word a wall says before it stops a flood. MIL pivots again, new angle, old spear. He's punishing you because you come from more, she announces. He resents the difference. My accountant is here, I say. Ask him if I resent deposits. Nate coughs to hide a laugh. Tash whispers, bull. I catch it. She shouldn't have invited my accountant, I add loud enough. Or my lawyer. Or the truth. Bridesmaid Liv fiddles with her necklace. We begged her, she says to me, a confession mailed too. Late. Who said tell him? Monday. Not now. Kara exhales like she's purging a curse. We bought the confetti, not the lie. Derek tries again, a moth headbutting a bulb. Look, man, we can talk. He gestures toward the hallway like it's neutral ground and not a museum of poor decisions. Stop volunteering for sentences you're not in, I tell him. Mill claps once, a command. Enough. We will leave. You're free to, I say, but the truth stays. It's smaller than any of us, and it fills the room. My wife's mouth trembles. What do you want? She asks. Just say it. Name the price. Price. I blink. You keep trying to convert harm into currency. I want a clean ending. I want your lies off my calendar. I want my name off anything that pretends. Boundaries, not bargains. Logistics are love letters to your future self. Her dad nods, barely. Lyle hisses air like a tire learning limits. The MC, sweet summer child, raises a tentative finger. Do we push the cannons for a hug? The collective glare retires him. I look at the cake. We haven't cut it. Metaphors line up like volunteers. We still haven't cut the cake, I say, voice steady. So I'm cutting the future instead. I pull a folded page from the second envelope. Divorce petition, separation logistics, quiet as snowfall. Not yet served, that's next act, but present like winter. My wife stares at the header like it's a death notice. Why here? She whispers. Why this way? Because every other way got curated, I say. And because I won't let a baby announcement become a lie that lives in our photos. Control the moment where the moment controls the story. I pick boring on purpose. Boring is how you win peace. MIL sharpens. He'll regret this. I regret not practicing boundaries sooner, I say. I regret ignoring cadence, optics, and math. I don't regret daylight. Try fail, try fail. MIL reaches, blocked. Wife pleads, boundary. Derek speaks, gets muted. The room sways, then settles. The spectacle becomes a bench. People aren't gawking now. They're listening, and it's worse. Grandma Judge finally taps her cane once against the tile. Finish, she says, then eat sugar. My wife wipes her face, smearing mascara into something she can't fix with a filter. I'm sorry, she says louder now. I am. I panicked. I thought if it was yours, we'd be okay. When it wasn't, I thought time would make it kinder. Time only fattens truth, I say. It doesn't change its diet. Her dad whispers,